What's the oldest cookie in the world?
Find out next on Junk Feud.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Junk Feud, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Liz.
Okay, how did the sweater say Merry Christmas?
How did the sweater say Merry Christmas?
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Multicultural, Alyssa. Multilingual. And that was a dad joke, a joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via social media at JunkFeudPod or via email to junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Liz.
Yeah.
Welcome back once again to the world's yeetest podcast.
Very mid, giving him the egg super bus and hitting him with the Riz each and every week.
And we are riding that super bus right into, Alyssa, the holidays.
Ho, ho, whoa.
Ho, ho, whoa. Merry Snacksmas. Happy Chowla-days.
It's the most hungerful time of the year.
Very
Again.
good. Again, that's right, Liz.
Again.
Liz.
Yes.
You've been making merry, as they say. You've been in the Christmas spirit since well before Halloween this year, if I might add.
No.
Yes.
No.
You've been
Since Halloween night.
since
No.
Halloween night.
Yes.
I do recall you and your mother listening to Christmas carols in the car in the summertime. Is this true or not true?
You have no proof against me.
What?
You have no proof against me.
That excuse might have flown a few years ago, a few decades ago, maybe. I can go back in and see every song that you've listened to on Apple Music.
Tell them about when we were at Grammy's house and I said I didn't wear the sweatshirt to bed.
Oh, yeah, sure. You woke up. I told you to get dressed because we were going out. You said, I'm already dressed. I said, you can't wear that. You wore it yesterday and to sleep in. You said, no, I didn't. And then I showed you a picture of you wearing the sweatshirt asleep in bed next to your brother.
I was right.
Yeah, in the face of irrefutable evidence, photographic evidence, you still say that you were right and I was wrong.
It could be photoshopped. It could be AI, Dad.
It could be AI or Photoshop. That's true. It could be, but it wasn't. It was actually a picture that I took of you and your brother snuggled up next to each other, looking so angelic, so cherubic, being quiet for once in your lives. It was actually a nice moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead you're like, no, I didn't wear that sweatshirt.
You know where it was also nice?
What's that?
In the womb.
Look, we've explained this many times. This is radio. No one can see you. No one can see you dabbing in the studio. Do kids still do that, Alyssa? Do they still hit the dab, as they say?
No.
No, I don't think that's even what they say.
I've never seen you hit the dab.
No, of course not, because that's
hit the dab.
a ridiculous thing
Hit
for
the
me
dab.
to do. Definitely will not be doing
Hit
that.
the whoa. Watch me super. Do you know what the whoa is?
The whoa?
Hit the whoa.
Hit the whoa.
Yeah.
No idea.
Hit the whoa, Dad.
I know like whoa.
No, you gotta catch it.
Uh-huh.
And then you gotta
Catch the whoa and then hit the whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, do you know, as I was saying, Like Whoa was a song that was popular, I don't know, around when I was in high school. And I think it was friend of the show Jim's sister's graduation song, Like Whoa by Black Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard that song?
No.
Well, R.I.P. to a real one, Black Rob. Liz, we were talking earlier, speaking of songs, about you playing Christmas carols. I have physically had to turn off Mariah Carey songs more than once on you this year.
No, you have not.
I have, but now it's fair game, Liz. Let's ask, when is the appropriate time to start celebrating the Christmas season, the holiday season?
This.
You're showing me a
So you
GIF
go like this and
right now of two people who are
this dude. Like
I'm sorry.
Drake.
Drake catching the woe, hitting the woe.
What's this one?
It does nothing for me.
Oh, Soulja Boy.
Okay.
Soulja Boy. Oh my gosh, remember at the dentist today?
Your brother wearing sunglasses in the dentist chair?
He was wearing these white sunglasses. I said, Dad, he looks like Soulja Boy.
So we've got your brother wearing sunglasses in the dentist chair looking like Soulja Boy. Drake hitting the woe on a GIF, which to me looks like the Prince Nana dance, by the way. Do you know the Prince Nana dance?
No.
No, you absolutely should. As you're looking that up, Liz, I will ask you, when is the right time to start
Oh
celebrating?
my God, of course it's wrestling.
Yeah, of course it's wrestling. Shout out to Prince Nana. I once saw Prince Nana get knocked out cold by a low-key high cross kick, high round kick, I should say, in a gymnasium in South Philadelphia, on Oregon Avenue. I have a DVD of it somewhere. Do you know what a DVD is?
No.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Liz,
Wait, no, what were you saying?
I was asking you, when is the right time to start celebrating Christmas?
Halloween night. After
Halloween?
you're done trick-or-treating.
No. What
Yes.
about, Alyssa, what about Thanksgiving?
No, Dad. Black Friday.
Uh-huh.
Black Friday is acceptable, but that's too long.
I will
too long.
compromise and I will say the moment Thanksgiving dinner ends.
No, because we're always at the cousin's.
That's
house.
right. But then, right after Thanksgiving dinner is over, here's why I say that, Liz, because there was a tradition that we had in my family, unofficial for a while, which was you have to give Thanksgiving a fair shake, Liz. It is a holiday. It is a good holiday. You can't just skip it and go right to Christmas. You got to give Thanksgiving its propers. It deserves some time. Liz, also, we have Thanksgiving decorations.
Fortunate.
Yeah, and if there's Thanksgiving decorations and Christmas decorations up at the same time, there's like cognitive dissonance. I cannot deal with that.
Oh, God.
Holidays have to be appropriately compartmentalized, Liz. I'm sorry, is that what I sound like?
I'm sorry, is that what I sound like?
Here's the reason that I was saying that. On Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving dinner, this is a thing we used to do when we had Thanksgiving at my Aunt Mary and Uncle Charlie's house. After dinner, we would get out the newspaper ads. I'm dating myself here. And we would look at the ads for Black Friday, the physical print ads for the next day, and get out a big Sharpie and circle the things that we wanted to like go out and line up at 5 a.m. in the dark to buy because they were doorbusters or free after rebate or something like that. This doesn't happen now. It's not like Black Friday anymore. It's like Black Friday week or month or season and Cyber Monday week or month or season or whatever.
Yeah,
But
there's already Black Friday deals.
yeah, I mean they've been going on for a long time. And Liz, this is a thing that in the past was called Christmas creep, when people were more, like I said earlier, compartmentalized about the ways that they dealt with the seasons. It was this informal study of how early Christmas items would start showing up in stores.
Why do we have off on Black Friday?
Well, it's not because of the holiday of Black Friday itself, which isn't even a real holiday. It's just for convenience because everybody's already off for Thanksgiving because it's a federal holiday, and that's on a Thursday, and nobody's going to come back to go to school or work on a Friday, especially if they're traveling to see family on Thanksgiving for the Thanksgiving
Why couldn't
holidays.
we go somewhere cool like Italy, Alaska, or Canada?
Italy or Alaska or Canada.
Oh, Iceland, Norway.
Iceland,
We
Norway.
could have gone anywhere.
We
but
could've.
no, we're
Well-
going to crusty old Pennsylvania.
First of all, Alyssa, Thanksgiving has already happened. It's in the past. We're
I
recording
mean,
a
yeah.
Christmas episode right now.
Yeah.
And if you want us to go
I mean,
somewhere,
we had to go to crusty old Pennsylvania.
if you want us to go somewhere for Thanksgiving, you have to raise that before the holiday happens and not after.
Well, technically, I did ask if we could go to Norway the other day.
That was unrelated to the holidays.
Palm Springs, maybe?
So, Liz, I was talking about Christmas creep. What's the earliest Christmas decorations you saw in a store this year? I saw Costco had Christmas stuff up like right after Labor Day at the end of summer.
I saw it in Target.
Uh-huh.
Target and ShopRite had their stuff up November 1st because I had to go with Grammy.
Oh, absolutely. At least November 1st. I mean, there was stuff. I was looking at Christmas trees in Home Depot before Halloween because I was looking for a motor.
When
for
is our Christmas tree coming?
I don't know. It's a good question. Our animatronic skeleton. I was looking for a motor for that in Home Depot, and they already had Christmas animatronics out
I'm so
pre-Halloween.
excited for tomorrow. It's a half day.
Focus, will you?
I just can't. This week has been so long, and it's only been 2 days. I mean, 4 days.
Yeah, you're really suffering here. Liz, we were talking about after Thanksgiving dinner and the Black Friday ads just a moment ago.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten up early and gone out to hunt for Black Friday doorbusters? By
You know
any
what's
chance?
funny, Dad?
What's happening?
I've never been to a store on Black Friday.
You've never been to a store on Black Friday.
You guys won't let me go.
Well, I mean, that's true because you don't really have to go now. There was no online shopping when Black Friday was really a thing, so there wasn't an option not to go. If you wanted to get the deals, you had to go to the store. And I remember this very vividly, Liz. I think it was probably like, it had to have been post 95, so like 95, 96, 97, 98, one of those years. We had Thanksgiving dinner. I had read in Toy Fair magazine. Alyssa, do you know what Toy Fair magazine is?
No idea.
It used to be this magazine that was all about action figures, and when I collected action figures, specifically Star Wars Power of the Force action figures, I would read Toy Fair magazine to see what new ones were coming out. And I think I had heard a rumor that on Black Friday, whatever year that was, that Kmart of all places, Alyssa, was going to have an exclusive Star Wars action figure set Black Friday morning, and only Black Friday morning for the first few lucky customers as a doorbuster, and the stores opened at 5 a.m. So I asked my Uncle Charlie, because he got up early every day, if he would get up early and take me to Kmart on Black Friday. And surprisingly enough, Liz, he said yes. So Thanksgiving ends, my family leaves, I stay, I slept in the basement. We got up the next day.
You slept in the basement by yourself?
They had a cool basement, yeah, for sure.
But you slept down there by yourself?
Oh, yeah, on a couch. Liz.
What?
I got up the next day. We drove to Kmart at 5 a.m. There was no one waiting in line. We went into the store. Everyone was very confused because Kmart didn't have like any doorbusters or anything. I sprinted to the toy section, looked all around, could not find anything that indicated that there was a special Star Wars action figure set or anything like that, or really anything special at all. I found an employee. I asked her if they had an exclusive Star Wars Power of the Force pack, and she looked at me like I was nuts, and she was like, no, we have nothing like that. We don't have any special Star Wars toys. We aren't getting any either. So I was skunked for sure.
Were you mad?
I was temporarily upset, yeah. But being a kid, I just like moved on to the next thing. So it wasn't a big deal. And Liz, speaking of holidays and Aunt Mary and Uncle Charlie's house in particular, I mean, that reminds me of something.
Hey. Up next on Junk Feud.
Yeah.
Pizzelle.
Pizzelles.
Pizzelle.
Pizzelles. Liz, do you know what a pizzelle is?
An Italian waffle cookie. Okay, we're done. Bye, guys.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Good night. It's an Italian waffle cookie. Liz, have you ever had a pizzelle?
Yeah. You know what I used to tell you? I used to ask for those, and this was like last year. I was like, Dad, what are those lemon cookies?
That's right. I think you said that on the show, actually.
Oh, well, I still say that because I forget what they're called, so I just keep saying that.
Well, now you know. They're called pizzelles, and they are wafer-thin, crispy, crunchy, waffled cookies.
Yeah.
The pizzelle, of course, Alyssa, comes from the Italian word pizze, which means a flat, round thing, like the same root as pizza, for example,
yes.
Which is also a flat, round thing. And then the suffix L, obviously meaning small. So a pizzelle, a pizzella, is a small, flat, round thing.
That's what they are.
Yeah, that's right. They're originally from the Abruzzo region of Italy. It's sort of like right smack in the center of the country, but on the eastern coast, and it's still considered southern Italy. Liz, do you know any famous people with roots in the Abruzzo region of Italy?
Dean Martin.
Uh-huh.
Perry Como?
Not my dad's barber, we found out. I think we told that story on the show.
Oh, yes, we did. Henry Mancini.
Uh-huh.
Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano, the boxer.
Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino, WWF champion, who we've talked about many times on this program.
Mario Batali.
Mario Batali, known Romance Pest, yes.
Tommy Lasorda.
Uh-huh.
Dan Marino.
Your mom's favorite football player, Dan Marino, your mom.
Penny Marshall.
Uh-huh.
And Arana Grande.
I'm sorry, who?
Remember the spider video? And it was like, Arana Grande.
Arana Grande.
And then the spider said, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Arana Grande. Ariana Grande, Alyssa. One of your favorites.
My fave.
Friend of the show, Ariana Grande.
What?
Liz.
What?
The pizzelle is possibly the oldest cookie in the world. It's the first ever cookie, maybe. Did you know that?
Well, now I do.
Yeah, it might have been derived from this thing called a crustale or a crustulum, which was a sweet bread, a small sweet pastry that the Romans would make that were stamped with these geometric patterns. They would have these bread stamps that they would kind of like make flat bread and then smush it down with a stamp or a press. Liz, there are two different regions.
Villages.
Yeah, that's right. There are two different villages in the Abruzzo region that both...
A pueblo?
Similar to a pueblo, yes. Let me guess, you're taking Spanish class.
Oh, yeah, I have it year-round.
That's right, very good.
It's boring.
So, Liz, I'm going to say these village names wrong because I don't know how to say them.
Then I'll say it.
Italian.
I'm so good at these.
Okay, you're great at this. Go ahead.
Okay, this one?
Uh-huh.
Caluco.
Not even close.
Colco.
It looks like Colculo
Colculo.
and
Colculo
Sal.
and Sel.
Sal or Sally, I don't know how to say it. But these two villages, they both claim to be the originator of the pizzelle. Each village is in a different province, and Liz, the first one, Colculo, or however you say that, has a very interesting tradition.
Colculo.
Okay, so we were close. Liz, very good, thank you. The village of Colculo has a very interesting tradition, and that is on the 1st of May every year, they have a festival where they celebrate a Benedictine monk.
Monkey?
A monk. No, not a monkey, just a monk, a person. San Domenico. He was famous, Alyssa, for driving out an infestation of snakes from the village. So there were a bunch of snakes that took over the village of Colculo, and San Domenico came in and drove out the snakes, just like on that episode of The Simpsons.
I don't watch The Simpsons.
Oh my goodness, you're killing me.
You're kidding me, Smalls.
Anyway, the memory of San Domenico is celebrated every year with Pizzelle. So they have a big festival and you get Pizzelle at the end. And here's the thing though, Liz. Sal, or Sally, however you say it, has its own saint. He is Beato Roberto. And he is also celebrated with Pizzelle, but this time they're hung from trees in the village.
In the pueblo.
Yeah. Liz, the rumor is that the original Pizzelle originated in the 8th century, Alyssa. The 8th century? What was going on in the 8th century, Liz?
Epic poem, Beowulf, was composed.
Yeah, imagine my disappointment, Alyssa, in high school when I found out that Beowulf was not, in fact, about a werewolf.
The siege of Constantinople took place.
That's Istanbul now, not Constantinople. It was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul.
And Beatty finished the ecclesiastical.
Ecclesiastical. Very good.
History of the English people. Guangzhou was looted and burned. Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Charlemagne.
Yes, Charlemagne, that's right.
Fought the Saxons for 3 decades and then was named the first Holy Roman Empire by the Pope.
Yeah, shout out to Charlemagne. Suddenly I remembered my Charlemagne. Let my armies be the trees and the rocks and the birds in the sky.
Horseshoes were invented.
Yeah.
The first harp was designed. The Pagan of Bulgaria.
Pagan.
Pagan
of Bulgaria was born.
And Corvulus of Friuli died.
Corvulus of Friuli, R.I.P. to a real one. Both of those names sound like they could be Star Wars characters. Speaking of Star Wars. Liz, do you know how to make a pizzelle?
No.
You've
but I bet
seen
you're going to tell me.
Well, all right. You've seen me make them, right?
Yeah. You just put them like on the waffle thingy.
Yeah, that's right. You've never offered to help, by the way, have you?
Yeah, I just kind of like to eat them.
Oh my goodness. So they're pretty different from standard drop cookies in 2 ways. First, they're made from a batter almost.
Wait, Dad, I have a very distinct memory of you making the pizza.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
So me and Bella, we were vlogging.
Shout out to Bella.
One Christmas when Grammy was here. It was Grammy and Bella, they were here. And it was like a while. And we were making slime at the table.
Of course.
And it was like all over because we didn't have a bowl or a fork or anything.
Ugh.
And then Mom like walked over to Bella and goes, "Try this meringue." And then she ate it. And she goes, "Oh, that's good." And then Dad, you handed Mom one, and you handed Mom the pizzelle. And she goes, "Bella, try this." And she just held it in her mouth and she was like, "Very good."
When did we have... Oh, we did make meringues that one year. That's right.
It was like maybe 2018?
Yeah, I don't know. We've only made meringues once ever, I think, because I can never get them to set up the right way.
Didn't we make those things for the hot cocoa decorations that sit on the counter?
Yeah, those are definitely not meringues. That's spackle. It's spackle that's piped out to look like whipped cream so that you can set it out on top of a mug and it looks like a mug of hot chocolate. Shout out to my cousin Alex, who his girlfriend Missy showed us how to make those. Shout out to Missy. Liz, here's the thing. Pizzelle dough is not really a dough. It's more like a paste, almost a batter. And
wait, real quick. Are Christopher and Alex twins?
No.
Okay.
And Chris is older. Shout out to Christopher also. Liz, here's the thing that you alluded to already. Pizzelle are cooked in a special piece of equipment. What's it called?
A Pizzelle iron. Iron.
Iron? Yeah, it's
irony.
it's a pizzelle iron. The batter itself, the paste, the dough, is pretty standard. Eggs, flour, sugar, oil, some baking powder, some flavorings. But the pizzelle iron, Alyssa, is a thing that is very, very important. So important, in fact, that they have become historical artifacts, significant historical artifacts in some cases. So,
Really?
yeah, that's right. Today, most pizzelle irons are basic electric appliances. They have a snowflake pattern on them. But the old school pizzelle irons, like the ones that might have been in the 8th century, for example, that the Romans may have been using, that the people from the Abruzzo region might have been making, Liz, were manually heated. That meant it was an iron mold, more or less, on a long handle, and you would pour the batter into it, and then you had to stick it into a fire and hold it there to heat them up.
Holy moly.
Yeah, and some of them even had custom art on them, like maybe the family crest of the family that was making the pizzelle, which shows how these were handed down through generations and generations, not just the pizzelle irons, but the recipes for the pizzelles themselves. And Liz, even though these are like standard commodity electrical appliances now, it's still quite difficult to find a good pizzelle iron if you ask people that like to make pizzelle. The one that we have is old. It's a hand-me-down, a variety of Villaware, for example, that's no longer in production. You can't get it anymore. I'm mostly happy with it. It makes good pizzelle. The criteria for a good pizzelle, for me, is that it's thin and crispy, and that's mostly it, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard to make a very, very like wafer paper thin crispy pizzelle on contemporary pizzelle irons. The ones you buy from stores, in fact, the mass-produced ones are usually a little bit thicker than I like, and almost every new pizzelle iron that you can buy now makes a thick pizzelle. I don't know why this is. I think with modern manufacturing and production technology, you should be able to have tight manufacturing tolerances to be able to make very thin cookies. And I don't know why this is either, but online reviews seem to reflect this. A lot of people are very unhappy with the thickness of the pizzelle cookies that they make in these new pizzelle irons.
Wow.
Do you like a thick pizzelle or a thin pizzelle?
Thin.
Thin, for sure. I think so too. Here's the thing. There is an archived webpage from 2018 that I had to go back and find because it's no longer served. It was comparing historical commercial pizzelle irons, and they measured the thickness of cookie that each one produced in 1/16 of an inch.
That's the thick one?
Well, the thickest ones were like almost a 1/2 inch thick. The thinnest ones were about 3/16 of an inch, less than 1/4 of an inch thick.
Holy, that's very thin.
It's pretty good. I would like them thinner than that, even if that's even possible. They even had a review on that page list. They even had a review section reviewing cleaning and maintenance. Maintenance. Liz, on the page, they even had a section reviewing the proper cleaning and maintaining tools for the irons. That's pretty significant. And you're writing down in your list of words, maintenance. Is that like cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
Hey, speaking of cinnamon and other flavors, Liz, here's a significant point of contention. I use the word significant again because it's important here. A point of contention among pizzelle purists. What is the flavor of a pizzelle, Alyssa?
A waffle?
A waffle. What's the flavor of a waffle?
I don't know.
Well, a waffle is usually buttery and yeasty, sweet
It
from
just
sugar,
tastes like
sometimes vanilla-y. It's like a sweet bread, right?
Vanilla bread.
Vanilla bread. Very nice.
That sounds disgusting.
It does sound not really great, actually. Yeah. The traditional flavoring for a pizzelle, Alyssa, is anise.
Anise?
That's right. Do you know what that is?
No.
It is a slightly licorice flavored additive from the dill family. Yeah. Well, it's a very traditional flavoring. One that has mostly fallen out of favor in many other places, except, Alyssa, with pizzelle, where it's still overwhelmingly the preferred flavor. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, your mom isn't crazy about the flavor, but I like it if it's subtly done. I don't want a lot of anise. I don't want like a tablespoon of anise oil or 3 tablespoons of anise seeds, for example. I don't want a lot, just a hint. Most recipes have to be adjusted, I think, to reduce the amount of anise seed or extract in them.
Yeah.
But after that, there are other popular flavors. Vanilla, obviously. A vanilla pizzelle is like the second most popular flavor. Then things like orange or lemon or even chocolate. Those are fun, but I think they're like almost a different cookie altogether. Like if you had a chocolate chip cookie, right? Instead of a basic chocolate chip cookie. Liz, I also at the store today saw pumpkin spice pizzelles. You're making a face. You're making the yuck face.
The ick.
The ick face? Giving them the ick?
Giving them the ick.
Liz, I was at the store today. It was very busy, obviously, because it is the holiday season. Do you know why Pizzelles have an association with the holidays?
Because I don't, just because.
Because they're a Christmas cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for us, they're a Christmas cookie.
They look like a snowflake.
They do. They look like a snowflake. That's a big piece of it. The waffle imprint makes them look like a snowflake, which is festive and seasonally appropriate.
Every time I see those, it just reminds me of Christmas.
And it should remind you of Christmas because as long as I've been alive and as long as you've been alive as well, at every Christmas we have had pizzelle. My Aunt Mary would make them every Christmas and every Easter too, and those are the ones that I hold up in my memory above every other one, including even mine. I'm trying to catch up still. I'm not making it. A lot of this, Alyssa, is the Italian influence, obviously because they were made for festivals around the holidays in Italy, in the regions where they began, for religious holidays, like I said, Christmas and Easter, and also these were popular wedding cookies in Italy.
Yeah.
And Alyssa, for places where Roman Catholics settled, including in the United States, where the Italian Americans were very prevalent, especially in places like the Philadelphia region or southern New Jersey, South Jersey, people there still eat pizzelle at Christmas. And you can always tell it's time for the holidays when you walk into a kitchen and there is a grumpy Italian grandmother that's hovering over a hot pizzelle iron with a messy countertop that's splattered with batter and a bunch of cooling racks all over the place where hot pizzelle are cooling to crisp up. And it's funny because whenever I'm making pizzelles, I always send a picture to Uncle B because he finds this all very amusing as an outsider to the tradition.
You know what that reminds me of? That grumpy Italian grandma.
What's
you.
that? Me?
You're
I'm a grumpy
making
Italian
cookies.
grandma. I enjoy making cookies.
Yes, but you have trays everywhere and it's so funny.
We make a lot of cookies. We make so many Christmas cookies that I have to have a spreadsheet to keep up with all the ingredients that we need.
Yeah, you do.
Modern problems require modern solutions, Alyssa.
Modern problems back in my day.
Well, speaking of back in my day, Liz, do you want to talk about some Christmas and holiday traditions from the Italian Americans in South Jersey and the Philadelphia area and around the rest of the country too?
Sure.
Well, a lot of these are continued each year. Some of them we take part in. Mostly this means going to the Philadelphia region and doing the fun things that are there. So we like to go into the city and go to the Wanamaker Light Show.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's very fun. In the same building, in the Macy's building there that used to be the old Wanamaker building is the Dickens Village. That's really fun.
Are we doing that this year?
100%, yeah. And then speaking of junk food and such, we walk across the street to go to the Reading Terminal Market to get a roast pork sandwich at DeNick's.
Oh, that's so good.
And cannolis from Termini Brothers, freshly filled. Liz, you can use a pizzelle iron and make pizzelles and roll them up into shells and fill them with cream to make cannoli.
Really?
Yeah, how about that? Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, now you know. Liz, the other thing that was an Italian-American tradition, when I grew up, I had always heard about the Feast of the Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve, Alyssa. Have you heard of the Feast of the Seven Fishes?
I have not.
I think people like to talk about the Feast of the Seven Fishes because it is fun to say the Feast of the Seven Fishes. It sounds like a thing that was probably in The Godfather. Yeah. I don't remember us ever doing this.
What's The Godfather?
I'm sorry, what?
What's
The Godfather? It's a movie, Alyssa.
Uh-huh.
It's a movie about a family, a
With
mafia.
a Godfather?
There is a Godfather. A mafia family.
Oh,
Alyssa.
I don't care for mafia movies.
You don't care for mafia. Have you seen this episode of The Family Guy when I think they're like drowning or something, and, or they're all about to die, and Peter says, I didn't care for The Godfather. And it's supposed to be like this big revelation, and now it's a meme. Anyway, that's you. Liz, I think maybe we did the Feast of the Seven Fishes like one time when I was a kid, and I didn't eat fish, so I didn't really register this. I probably just ignored it and went and watched television or something.
Yeah.
Cookies, obviously, Alyssa, big part of Italian-American Christmases. Pizzelles, of course, a big part of that. The traditional like Italian bakery-style cookies as well. Aunt Kathy makes those very soft sugar cookies that have the little bit of white icing on the top and then the rainbow sprinkles on top of them, the nonpareil sprinkles. Yep.
Like the ShopRite ones.
They look a little bit like the ShopRite ones, that's right. And then, of course, in your mom's family, on Christmas Day, instead of like the big Norman Rockwell-style roast turkey being brought out to the table to be carved or a big ham or something like that, we have lasagna. Lasagna, like a bunch of Garfields.
So Christmas morning, we have our cinnamon rolls.
That's right. In our
And
house,
then-
that is a new tradition, not an Italian-American historical tradition.
And then for lunch, we usually just pick on stuff. Like you make some weird board that you call it.
Yeah, we'll make a snack board.
And then for dinner, we eat lasagna.
That's right. And Liz, we used to do something similar, the snack board, I mean, in my house growing up when I was young. I remember very vividly, once or twice, I would go with my mom to a bakery in Camden and we would pick up rolls, like just bread for dinner.
And with Christmas Eve, you make the big snack board and we try to fit the biggest sandwich in our mouth.
That's right. The big snack stack. We try to see who can make the tallest snack. I think we've talked about this on the show before. I think we did last year. We try to make the tallest snack that's stacked up meats and cheeses and other accoutrements. And you
pickles
use
too.
Pickles and little smokies and artichokes and other pickled vegetables. And everything is glued together with spray cheese from the can.
Yep.
I think I have a video somewhere of I think we said this last year too. I think I have a video somewhere of my cousin Bart dislocating his jaw like a python to fit a giant stack of meats and cheeses into his mouth. It's great. I also remember Liz going to the same bakeries to get pepperoni bread. It's like a stromboli, basically. That was really good. My mom liked that a lot. And one of the places that we would go, I think, to get rolls, Liz, was a bakery in South Jersey called Del Bono. Have you ever been to Del Bono Bakery?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to an Italian bakery like this, one that specializes in bread like Del Bono does. So it's like an industrial bakery, but then it has a storefront, a very minimalist storefront, and they just pump hot rolls right off the production line and into these big baskets, and you just walk in and grab a bag and throw rolls right off the production line into the bags and then pay for them in cash, obviously, and then walk out. Here's the interesting thing about Del Bono Bakery, Liz. They're also the biggest pizzelle maker in the region.
Really?
Yeah, and here's the thing that I've been doing somewhat consciously, and I've slipped a few times as we're talking about this. Officially, Alyssa, pizzelle is the whole word. It's the pluralization of pizzella, which means like one cookie, and pizzelle is multiple. But here's the thing that many Italian Americans in South Jersey and Philadelphia do, and I think just in general, lots of old people around the world. They're very possessive, as in they add a pluralizing or a possessive S to the end of most words, especially store names. So like pizzelle obviously is already plural, but we say pizzelles, like more than one pizzelle.
I thought that's just what you called it.
I thought so too, but it's not. Pizzelle is the plural. It's like, can I have 3 pizzelle instead of 3 pizzelles?
And when Poppy and Grammy, they always goes, use guys.
Use guys, that's right. We would call Del Bono Bakery Del Bonos. Acme would be Acme's. Walmart is Walmart's.
I've never said that.
I hope not, but people do. Listen, if you listen for it, you will see it. I remember my grandma used to call every department store, whatever the store was, plus an S on the end. Because I think this is because a lot of those old stores were named after the men that founded them. So like Macy's was Macy's because it was his store. It was Mr. Macy's store. And J.C. Penney was J.C. Penney's because it belonged to J.C. Penney, John Wanamaker's, and so forth.
How about Lululemons?
Lululemons, yeah. Well, you could call it that. Sure, it's Lululemons. Super Freshes.
Lululemons, that could be like a grocery store.
Lululemons, that's right. I think you would probably get sued.
Or like some lemonade stand. Lululemon.
Liz, if you really wanted to be controversial, you could start a small lemonade stand called Lululemons, advertise it on social media, wait for Lululemon, the store, to send you a cease and desist order, and then publicize that on social media.
I mean, I would be pretty...
You could be the main character of the internet for one day.
Yeah.
That's right. Liz, every Christmas, as I was sitting around stuffing myself with pepperoni bread and pizzelles, I felt like I was the main character of Christmas. Those were some of my favorite parts of the holidays.
Really?
Yeah, and Lissa, now it's time for my favorite part of this show.
Alyssa reads the ingredients.
Alyssa reads the ingredients. Now, this is from a recipe, a home recipe for pizzelles. Liz, what are in pizzelles?
Eggs, sugar, vegetable oil, flour, baking powder, anise seed, and sometimes, if we're getting a little spicy, we'll add some vanilla.
Congratulations on being the first person in the world to consider vanilla spicy.
Why'd you look at me like that? You went...
Because it's funny. Are you ready, Liz?
Yeah.
Then let's get to the rules of the game. Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's a king of the mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. And Alyssa,
yeah,
the reigning defending undisputed champion of holiday snacks, the holder of the Kringle Kup, Liz, is...
Bold Chex Mix.
Bold Chex Mix. Yes, that's right. A carryover from last year. Liz, you've been snacking on Bold Chex Mix all year.
Yes, I have.
We have some in the pantry downstairs right now.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is great.
We like it.
Yep.
I think you took some bold Chex Mix to a drive-in movie this summer. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I also, when we were in Florida and we were driving to the circus show thing.
Oh, that's right.
Grandma bought an entire bag of bold Chex Mix, and me, Uncle Pat, Jack, and
probably
Ella. Yeah, and Ella.
Shout out to Ella.
We ate the entire bag of bold Chex Mix.
Wow.
Like the party size, too.
That's disgusting is what it is, but
So
unbelievable.
Good. So good.
Well, this bold Chex Mix has its work cut out for it because today we are trying Pizzelles, Alyssa. We are trying the world-famous Del Bono Bakery Pizzelles, all the way from, as Mr. Grant would say, the Deep South.
The Deep South.
Alyssa.
Oh my gosh.
It's crunch time.
Crunch time.
We rate our snacks using a tier list from sprinkles to fun dip.
Sprinkles to fun dip.
So snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F with the very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. The following contest is scheduled for one serving.
One serving.
And it's for the undisputed championship of junk food.
Great job.
Thanks. We've got the, Alyssa, original anise flavor here. There were other flavors. I felt like this is the one they had the most of in the store, obviously. So we should try those. But wait, Liz, what's this?
Hey, look, Mommy made it.
Yeah, that's right. We have two other versions of Pizzelles, including our own homemade. But today, I found the, I don't know how to say this. Is that Recco? These are Rico, like from
Hannah Montana.
Poppy calls it Hanny Montani.
Hannah Montana.
This is a box of Pizzelles that I just got from the grocery store, and these are vanilla flavor. You have a dangly little bag of Pizzelles there, and you're laughing maniacally as you twist them around. Anyway, Liz, for comparison's sake, these are store-bought.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow, they smell strongly of anise seed. Very licoricey. These are the vanilla-flavored Rico Pizzelles that I got just... Recco Pizzelles, thank you. That I got just at our shop right today because I wanted to have something that like everybody could go out and get if they wanted to. So these are mass-produced. The Del Bono bakeries are small batch. Listen, I watched the guys make the Del Bono Bakery Pizzelles. They just have a line of the same Pizzelle irons that we have here. And they just have guys with giant pastry bags squirting batter into them and then tending to the Pizzelle irons the same way I do when I make them. And speaking of me making them, Liz, I made Pizzelle this morning, as you already have started eating them. So in addition...
Oh, they're way too
anisey. In addition to the Del Bono original anise-flavored Pizzelles, we have my Pizzelles from home, where I use a mixture, actually, of vanilla and anise seed. And not a lot, just like a shake,
and yours
just
are
a sprinkle of the seed. And mine are, yes, if we're comparing right now, and let's do it because we're right into it. Like you said, hey, look, Ma, we made it. We've got my homemade. We've got the Del Bono.
Look at that.
Yeah, the Del Bono Pizzelle is, would you say, at least 50% thicker than the ones that we make at home with our own Pizzelle iron.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like you to talk actually about the way that the texture and the thickness changes the flavor of the Pizzelles. I will say about the Rico box here, there's 4 little individual packs inside the box, and I think that's a good choice for the packaging because it keeps them fresh. The vanilla ones smell very good. They smell like a vanilla butter cookie. They smell quite good.
Oh, you know what they smell like? Wait, let me see. They smell like a funnel cake.
Like funnel cake or like a waffle cone, I would say, for ice cream. These are smaller. It looks like these are I don't know, I would say like maybe a 3.5 inch diameter compared to the 5-inch diameter of the Pizzelles that we make at home and the Del Bono Pizzelles. There are mini Pizzelle irons that you can get that make 3-inch Pizzelles. These are probably closer to 4. So let's see, I'm going to try the Del Bono one first. Like you said, these are much thicker. These are, would you say almost as thick as a Chips Ahoy? Not quite, but almost.
They're like the size of a thin, puffy pancake.
That was very particular. So the pattern on these is exactly the same, which leads me to believe that either the patterns are standardized on the home Pizzelle presses, or we might be using the same ones, and there's just a difference in the batter that we use. Good crunch there. You're eating the Recco one. So I'm still on Del Bono list. They're too thick, for sure. There's
too anisey.
Too much anise flavor. It tastes like eating a piece of licorice, but they're still crispy. They're still crunchy. They're a little bit airy, sort of crumbly, very crummy. Not bad. by any means, but overpoweringly anise-y.
These ones are so good. The Recca ones.
You are really enjoying the supermarket brand, the Recca ones. They're thinner.
So crunchy and
They're
so
very
good.
thin. Almost, would you say they're almost as thin as the ones that we make?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about
If
the same
break it,
thickness.
listen to this.
Wow, that's good snap there. Now, I am predisposed not to like these because they are mass-produced supermarket brands, but the vanilla ones smell
So
very
good.
good. Very buttery, very vanilla-y. They have a good crispness to them. They're a little bit darker.
They're sitting in my stomach though.
They're a little bit heavy.
Mhm.
That's odd because something so crispy and crunchy and light and airy should not be that heavy, but they kind of are because there's a lot of oil in these and a lot of flour.
I just bit my cheek.
So Liz, these smell better than they taste, I think, actually.
Yeah.
The texture is great. They're a little bit sweet, but not overwhelmingly so. I'd say, if anything, these are a little bit well done.
Yeah. I think they're overdone.
Like more baked than I would prefer. And looking across, it's not just the bag that we opened. Looking across the entire pack, they're sort of standardized like that. They're not bad by any means, but they do taste like something that was made in a factory, packaged, shipped across the country, and sat in a store for a while.
Yeah. But they're good.
So now let's compare this. Hey, look, Ma, we made it, to the ones that we made at home today.
Oh, I already finished it.
Well, I'll give you half of them. Here's the snap. It's good snap.
My snaps are always better, Dad.
These are very light.
Such sweet.
They taste homemade.
They taste good.
They taste good. They're a little bit, I'd say they are a little bit more oil forward than the other ones. They're very eggy. I only made half of a batch today, but the recipe calls for 6 eggs, which is a lot of egg. You're doing the happy food dance. These are lightly flavored with a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of anise, which really lets the cookie shine through. You can get the sweetness of just basic sugar in these.
Good.
Yeah, I agree. Very good.
I think
All of these were good in their own way.
in your next batch, can you put like a tiny bit more vanilla?
Yeah, we certainly can.
They make my mouth so dry.
Yeah, this definitely is a dry cookie.
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
We should do chocolate covered pizzelle
Chocolate covered pizzelles. That sounds good.
and add it to our chocolate covered plate that we give out for the holidays.
Oh, that's right, with chocolate covered pretzels and chocolate covered potato chips.
Oh, the potato chips. And strawberries, obviously.
That's right. So you're packaging everything up here.
Look at that. Look at the stragglers in the back. Wait, more stragglers.
There's a few broken little pieces here. So let's hit the bliss point. What do you think about pizzelles?
They're good.
We had 3 different versions of pizzelles. We had a standard Italian bakery pizzelle made from the biggest pizzelle maker in the region. Very traditional, very overwhelmingly anise flavored. We had your big box supermarket brand name pizzelle. This one in the more crowd-pleasing vanilla. And then we had our own home version, the kind that we make every year, that goes on our cookie trays that we leave out for Santa Claus. Homemade pizzelles, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of anise. What do you think?
Okay, so the first one, keep forgetting the names. The first one, okay, Del Bono? Okay, Del Bono. So the Del Bono ones, I think that they were good, but they were just like not enough, like they were just not enough. And like, so I would give them a solid, well, not solid, but like a C minus. And for the, no, not a C minus, a C, just not plus, a C flat, like a flat C. Like, yeah, no curves. She's flat. So flat C. And then for the, for our homemade ones, I think that they had the perfect combination of vanilla and anise flavor. It was just like perfect. So we're gonna give her an A minus.
Ooh, an A minus.
Yes. And the Recco, and the Recco ones are going to get a solid B because they were just in the middle.
Yeah,
but they were very good and crunchy.
Yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit higher. I think ours get an A flat. I think they're the best of the bunch. Obviously, we're biased here.
What does that mean?
It means we are in favor of something that's related to us or that we feel strongly about.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'd say the Recco ones come in second. They were thin. They were crispy. They were lacking a little bit in the flavor department, but they were still pretty good. B plus. And the Del Bono was a bit of a disappointment. They were too thick. They were still good, but they were too anisey, like you said.
Yeah.
B minus.
I gave it a C.
That's okay.
So.
Here's the thing, though. Are our homemade pizzelles a nostalgic traditional treat, a thing we usually only have at Christmas and maybe at Easter. Better than bold Chex Mix.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, you think so?
So if you think about it,
Uh-huh.
like obviously Bold Chex Mix, Charlie Brown, yada, 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 whatever. Like,
Okay. Way to just hand wave away an entire episode of the show that we did.
it's so, like, they're so good. But you can have Bold Chex Mix at any time and it would, like, still be, like, perfectly enjoyable. Like, and you wouldn't even think about Christmas, like, when you're eating it.
That's true.
But when you're having, like, a pizzelle, like, you're eating it and you're like, oh, I wish it was Christmas.
That's true. And for you, you wish it was Christmas
All the time.
all the time.
Yes. Because I really want to move my bed. And that's not really a present, but I really want to move my bed.
What? You're making a plea to our listeners that you should be able to rearrange the furniture in your room?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I want for Christmas.
Your Christmas
But don't
wish?
take that as a gift idea, because that's not a gift. That's simply free.
I don't know about that. It's an interesting strategy you're embarking on here, by the way.
Yeah.
So your vote is for Pizzelles to be the new winner of the Kringle Kup.
Yes.
Liz, this is a tough one for me.
It's a toughie.
And it shouldn't be. I mean, by all means, we should go with the sentimental favorite here. But Bold Chex Mix is so good.
Yes.
And Party Mix is such a
like-
staple of the holidays. And the association with Charlie Brown now, as of last year for us, it was not a thing we ever thought about in the past, is strong. But yeah, Liz, guess what? Pizzelles, new champion. I love them. We
This
make
is
them
so
every year.
overwhelming.
They're so good. It's such a thing that is so readily identifiable with Christmas for us. For me in particular, for you now, yeah, Liz, your winner and new reigning defending undisputed champion of holiday snacks, the winner of the Kringle Kup, homemade, our Pizzelles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harana Grande. Yeah.
Aranya Grande, yeah. Liz,
Yes.
that's exciting. I'm very happy for
But
us.
you know what's even more exciting?
Congratulations to us. What's that?
The Oreo rule.
The Oreo rule. That's right. As promised.
Finally.
Here they are. Liz, we talked about this last week. We now finally have the occasion to actually try them. Hot cocoa cream Oreos. Here they are. Let's see what we think. This is good packaging, first of all.
Wait, open up the packet.
What do you mean open up the
Just
package?
open it up.
Oh my God. The entire middle row somehow, by some strange mystery,
It disappeared.
has disappeared. Liz,
What?
unbelievable. You weasel.
They have been sitting in our pantry for like a month now.
No, I don't think it's been that long.
Yes,
Liz,
it has. Don't even lie. When was
Focus.
the last time we went to Target?
I was there yesterday. These are limited edition. They say hot cocoa flavor cream, artificially flavored Oreos, marshmallow and hot cocoa flavor cream, artificially flavored. They are the standard
large.
Oreo chocolate sandwich wafer cookie with one layer of marshmallow cream and one layer of hot cocoa cream inside. So a double stuffed configuration. There is a snowflake emblazoned red mug on the package with some hot cocoa with some marshmallows floating in it.
And they are artificially flavored.
Yeah, we said that twice. And now 3 times.
Yeah.
Liz,
They just
get
get
a whiff of these because they have a strong scent to them, don't they? Here's the thing.
It doesn't smell great.
It doesn't smell great. It smells very much like the... Was it the Black Forest cake Oreos that we had earlier this year that smelled a lot like this? Almost like a cream cheesy sort of scent, like a slightly tangy cream. Because that's what I get from these.
Yeah.
They smell the same as the Black Forest cake Oreos. They smell, Alyssa, suspiciously like the Red Velvet Oreos too.
I've never had the red velvet.
We had them on the show.
The red velvet. I do not remember that. You keep telling me that.
We did it on the show for the Oreo rule this year, not that long ago actually.
I didn't
Because they
know
came
that.
back this year. Remember, they were from 2015, just like these.
No, I didn't.
Or sorry, I think these were from 2008. Liz,
Yes.
what do you think?
They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. I'm underwhelmed by these. We've had them. Obviously, there's a an entire row of them missing. So somebody here has had quite a few of these. But yeah, they are a little bit underwhelming. I'm not terribly happy with these.
Yeah.
I don't get anything substantially marshmallowy from the cream, which is the big bummer because marshmallow I think is maybe my favorite flavor. I mean, the cookies are good, obviously. You have put the cookie on your forehead. You're trying to scrunch it down your brow into your mouth. It's not working. You're just getting cookie crumbs all over your face right now. There's an Oreo cookie on your eye. And now it's on the floor. Great job. Liz, what do you think? I'm not in on the hot cocoa flavor cream Oreos.
No, but they're good. They're
Yeah,
okay.
if there was nothing else, these would be fine. They're festive, which I appreciate. But yeah, not a lot going on there. Kind of a bummer. I don't know. C. Solid C for me.
Mint Thins, and those are really good.
We did get Oreo Mint Thins. You like those a lot. I like those a lot too. That's like, we said it on episode 1. I can eat the Thins like they're a bag of chips. So they're dangerous for me to have around. Liz.
What?
Here's something else that's dangerous. Each week on this show, we ask a very important question. Can you deep fry this week's snack? Will it deep fry, Alyssa?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Here's the thing. Pizzelles are not really something that take very well to being deep fried. They're delicate, first of all. They're already highly oily. If you dropped one of these in a deep fryer, it would probably just explode into nothing. But there is a version, Alyssa, of a snowflake-like cookie that is deep fried. Do you know what these are?
Rosette?
Rosettes, that's right. That's a good guess. How did you know that?
Because I was reading your laptop.
Oh, okay. So rosettes are really interesting. You get a hot iron and you heat it up in hot oil, and then you dunk it into a very thin batter, and the batter cooks and adheres onto the iron, and then you finish it in a fryer. And they make these really delicate, almost funnel cake-like cookies in the snowflake shape. They're really, really fun. They're hard to make at home, but they are really, really fun. There's also this thing called a pizzelle Napolitana, which is a very small pizza that's deep fried, but it's not a pizzelle cookie, so it's a different thing altogether. So yeah, will it deep fry? Sort of, not exactly. How's that sound?
Good.
You know what else sounds good?
The new back of the box.
Yeah, it's time to check out the Back of the Box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. This week's segment is a new one.
Pecky's in a pickle.
Peck's in a pickle. That's right. It's a new segment just in time for the holidays. On Peck's in a Pickle, we try pickle-flavored snacks because you are Peck and we are now in a pickle. Liz, here's something I was late to the party on. I was today years old when I learned that there is a German-American tradition around the holidays called the Christmas pickle. Alyssa, do you know what the Christmas pickle is?
We read a book about this in like 3rd grade.
No way.
And I just don't remember like what you do, but I remember it has to do with something like an ornament.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a pickle-shaped Christmas tree ornament. It's hung on the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and the first person to find it the next day on Christmas morning gets a prize, which is usually like an extra present or an entire year of good fortune and good luck.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can.
We have a pickle ornament, don't we?
We do not.
Well, we have
yet
a pickle Rick.
Have a pickle ornament. We have Rick from Rick and Morty. That's right. Pecky.
We could use him.
Pecky, I'm in a pickle. I'm Pickle Peck. Yeah, so we'll go out. I know that they have them. Speaking of Target, I know that they have pickle ornaments at Target, so I will run out and get one.
Dad.
Maybe tonight, actually.
Can I come with you?
Yeah, sure. But before we do that...
Wait, real quick.
Yes,
Just
please.
Let me get my phone out.
Oh my God, go on.
So, me, Amelia, and Brooke, we were all at Target together, and...
Shout out to Amelia
We
and Brooke.
were looking at the ornaments, and Brooke bought an ornament, like this big, and it was just a butter ornament. Like, it was
butter, like a stick of
butter.
Well, all right.
And she bought it for her grandma because she loves
butter. Hey, who doesn't love butter? We love butter. Paula Deen loves butter. Is that it?
This one.
It's made of glass.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's like for real.
Yeah, it's just a stick of what looks to be unsalted butter. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Liz,
what if you wanted the salted one, though?
You might have to make your own. I don't know. Hey, speaking of unbelievable.
Do better.
On this very show, just a few scant weeks ago, you purchased a $10 gummy pickle that is, in fact, flavored like a pickle. And we have it here. It came to us in the mail. You're opening it up right now. I do like the packaging.
Did you take a picture of it for the
No.
Instagram? You probably do that before I do.
I guess I should take a picture.
All right. Screw it. Pecky, the professional hand model.
Yeah, it looks great and awesome. It says real pickle taste. It looks like a pickle. It is dangerously green.
Like booger green.
Yeah, like I've been sick for weeks, booger green. You're having, as always, a tough time opening the package. This is very on brand for you.
Oh no, I'm in a pickle, Dad.
You're definitely in a pickle. And Liz, I think I'm in a pickle too because... Way to power through. I am dreading this. I do not want to eat this gummy pickle-flavored pickle. You're so excited. Usually you're the one that doesn't like this stuff.
Looks like Dad has some boo-boo face.
I do. I do. I have boo-boo face. I got pickle boo-boo face. You just smelled it.
It smells like bubble gum.
Oh, it smells awful. It does. It smells like a combination of like double bubble and
don't say
pickle.
that. That actually grosses me out.
It smells like a pickle. If you get in there, it smells like a pickle. Like a garlicky dill pickle. Oh gosh. This should be an episode of Try Hard. Oh, this is monstrous, this thing. It's heavy.
I'm gonna record a reaction of trying it.
Oh, well, I don't like this at all.
How do I flip it? I don't know how to. Oh my god.
Wow. All right, so there is the gummy pickle.
It's almost the size of my...
This is terrible. I hate it.
Okay.
There are 3 weird indentations on the back.
It's from the box. Wait, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Wait, it's so greasy.
It's slimy. It's an injection molded gummy pickle. It's sparkly. It looks like it has glitter in it. Oh, I don't want to eat glitter.
Wait, I want to take the first bite.
No. So you're taking the first bite. Oh, it is difficult to bite through. There's no way a human could eat this entire thing. What's your reaction?
Well, it does not taste like a real pickle. Actually, wait, at the end it kind of does. Oh, it gets garlicky.
Oh. Oh, it does. Oh, I don't care for this. So the front end of this is it's green apple flavored, right? Like sour green apple.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
But then there's salt and garlic and brine and dill.
I don't mind it.
You're going back for more. You've eaten the stem. All right, so it wasn't terrible. It was not the worst thing I've ever had. I will say as a concept, it doesn't exactly work.
Yeah.
I think they tried to make it palatable, which means they kind of wussed out at the end there. They could have made it
from the back.
They could have made it super. Oh yeah, you're right. They could have made it like a super salty, garlicky, dill-ish pickle, but instead they made a sour apple gummy that tastes a little bit like a pickle at the end. So it's better than we expected, but more disappointing, I think, if I could say that. It uses beet sugar. That's interesting.
Oh.
Pickle flavoring is an ingredient. Well, this entire gummy pickle is 360 calories. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I don't know. What do you think
about
the gummy pickle? It's a no? It's a nay-no?
The aftertaste is in my mouth. It's gross.
Yeah, the aftertaste is bad. I think you should take this to school tomorrow and you should share it with your friends. That would be a nice thing to do.
No, I know.
You don't want it back?
No.
Well, I don't want this show back either.
I don't want this show back. Wait, what about the...
No, that's going to be for another one.
Oh.
Liz, this podcast should reach you in excellent condition, satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfoodpod@gmail.com. Any thoughts, Alyssa, about our first Christmas snacktacular for this year?
Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be a good one. We've got...
Oh, my hands are greasy.
Yeah, they really are. I have pickle hands now, but not the good kind of pickle hands where you've been eating a sandwich and you're excited about it. I don't know. Anyway, Liz, this podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of fun. For more, go to X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, or wherever you choose to be social. Find us at Junk Feud Pod. You can watch fun-sized reviews on YouTube, buy our merch on TeePublic, and don't forget to catch all the snaction each and every week wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike.
Pasta lasagna.
Don't get any on ya.
Bye. Merry Christmas.